anything different, anything shocking. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be testing out the Becca Zero Pigment Foundation, Virtual Foundation. I got it in the mail the other day and I have yet to try it out, but the packaging's pretty cool. It has the little zero imprinted on there, but I've watched a few reviews on it. I normally don't do that for a product, but I was just really curious about this. But a lot of people said this was more like a primer than it is a foundation, so we're going to be testing it out both ways. I'm going to put it on half of my face, see how it looks, and then we're going to use a normal like primer on my other side of my face, and we're going to put foundation over top of it to test it out as a wear test for a primer, but also see what it looks like as just a foundation. So this is what it looks like. It is pretty heavy. It is like a glass bottom with a plastic top. It's $36. It's supposed to blur and smooth your skin and leave a matte finish. It comes with a really tiny little spatula, and the top has the little safety seal there. I initially thought this was going to be pretty much silicone, but it does say that it's silicone free. I just want to test out a little bit of this just on my hand to see. It definitely feels, initially it felt like the Smashbox primer, their like original primer, but the more you rub it into your skin, it has like a cooling water type feeling to it. I don't know how I feel about it. So I've let it kind of sit on my hand a little bit, and the kind of like wetness feeling went away, but it definitely does feel pretty smooth. I don't really know. I initially saw this and I was like, oh, how cool. Like maybe it's gonna be one of those foundations that has that slight bit of pigment to it. Like when you rub it in, it's initially white and then it kind of like blurs into your skin. Like I have the Wasso one from Shiseido. What is it called? The tiger grass treatment is green and then kind of turns into like a beige color. I initially thought it was going to be like that, but it doesn't have any kind of color to it. So it says no pigment virtual foundation uses a clear light blur technology that diffuses light around the face to smooth and blur imperfections without pigment. Formulated with hyaluronic acid to instantly hydrate, it cools on contact and helps perfect skin with a natural matte finish. Application uses spatula to apply product to fingertips, gently smooth and tap onto the face. All right, let's try that. I'm gonna do it on this side of my face. I'm gonna zoom you guys in just a teensy bit so you get a better look. This is what my pores and redness and everything looks like. My face is gonna get red with rubbing my face. It just happens. I am just gonna grab a little bit and just start over here. It does have like a silicone type consistency when you first like touch it, but once you start massaging it into the skin is when it gets that like cooling watery type consistency. I do think this is pretty expensive since it is just like 1 ounce of product. I mean, it's pretty expensive for just like a primer. And then I'm gonna give my face just a second to, I don't know why I was just wafting my face. It's that watery cool feeling that kind of makes it feel like your face is a little wet. But I'm gonna give it a second, let my skin calm down, not be red, and then we can take a look at what everything looks like. All right, so my skin has calmed down a bit. There's not redness that I can see, but between my 2 cheeks and my forehead, I don't notice any blurring to like my pores or my imperfections or anything along those lines. It did add more of a glow to my skin than a matte finish. So I've been using this Juno & Co. Moonshine Miracle Cream for my primer for the last, I want to say, week and a half. And I've been really enjoying this. So I'm going to use this as a primer on my other side of my face. And I feel like this has way more blurring. All right, so we have the Juno & Co. on this side and the Becca one on this side. The Juno & Co. one does feel more hydrating. This one feels, I don't know, I feel like it could ball up if I rubbed my face a little too hard. But I do feel like my face is a little bit more blurred on this side. I still have a little redness from rubbing my face, but what do you guys think? And then I also put it on my forehead. I don't know. I don't know how much I buy this, but I'm gonna use the Kosas Tinted Face Oil, but I felt like a kind of a lighter coverage would do pretty well with this. You guys know I love lighter coverage foundations, so oh no, I was really down for this Becca thing. But it definitely seems more like a primer than anything else. I feel like they just really did it on the marketing. I don't really see the claims of it blurring or being matte or really smoothing my skin. The only thing so far that is true to the claims is that it does have that cooling sensation to your skin, but it only lasts for maybe a couple of seconds. I'm gonna zoom you guys in, and this is what my skin looks like on both sides with the primers, with the tinted face oil. I really don't notice anything different, anything shocking. Let me know if you guys notice a difference, but I really don't notice a single difference in my skin. And then I'm gonna use the Hello Fab Bendy Avocado Concealer. I'm gonna put a little powder on. This is the Veil powder by Hourglass. Even with the concealer and powder, I really don't notice a single real difference between my face. I feel like it looks exactly the same. So I pulled out a couple products that I feel like I like more than this Zero Pigment foundation. And you get the skincare benefits as well, and SPF in some of these, but this is the Volition Prismatic Luminizing Shield with SPF 50. This one has a little bit of like a blurring, and it gives you like a nice glow to your skin, and you have the SPF. So if you're looking for something that's like a primer, then this one's really nice. The Kinship Self-Reflect is also another good one. I'm just gonna start working down like my arm. If you are just looking for like a little bit of blurring and like more skincare benefits to have underneath your foundation, I like these two a lot more. And the Kinship has SPF 32. I don't know, I just feel like I like those more. The Murad Invisibler Perfecting Shield, SPF 30, treats, blurs, and protects. This one has more of that like silicone finish to it. And then what I was talking about earlier, I'm gonna wipe my arm off. But what I was talking about earlier with the kind of with the like self-adjusting type products, this is the Waso Shiseido Oil-Free Color Smart Day Moisturizer, SPF 30. It's white, and as you blend it in, it has a little like color adjusting thingy, and it has a really light amount of coverage to it, and you get the SPF. So this I would prefer to spend my money on more than the Becca one. This one is the Tiger Grass by Dr. Jart color correcting treatment. This one treats redness instantly and also has a bunch of skincare benefits that will treat redness over time. So it's instant and gradual gratification. But this one is green, as you can see, and it has pretty much the same thing. Oh, I use a lot. But as you blur it into your skin, you can tell it's not green anymore. It starts to color adjust and it'll correct redness. All of these you can use underneath your foundation. All of these have SPF in them. I like them better than this Becca one. I think it does more for your skin. It protects your skin from the sun, and it has the skincare benefits. I have these three if you're looking for the quote-unquote zero pigment, and then if you want more of a lighter coverage with the added skincare benefits and correcting the redness, this one. Not so much redness, definitely this one. I just can't see spending almost 40 bucks on this when I could spend 40 bucks on this, and it has the skincare to help with redness, helps with redness instantly, has SPF, and it adds more of a blurring lighter coverage. You can use it underneath foundation. This is great if you have rosacea or like just a lot of redness in your cheeks naturally. You can use this as a primer, and then you could use like a lighter coverage foundation. You don't have to use like a full coverage foundation. Same thing with this one. I felt like I was gonna be more impressed with this. Like it was gonna have more blurring and smoothing than I really anticipated, or I thought it was going to have more of that than it actually did, but it does less than a lot of other skincare products do that I have in my collection. So I'm probably going to return this. I'm not even gonna do a wear test because there's so many more products that I just like pulled off that it literally took me like 2 seconds to pull these 5 products out that all have SPF, all have more skincare ingredients in it, that I would choose over this Becca Zero Pigment Foundation. I think they're headed in the right place. The marketing was really good for this, but I just am not impressed if it had more blurring, more smoothing properties to it. They had this one picture with someone with freckles, and I literally, after using that, I feel like they just photoshopped her freckles. Now that I've used this, I'm like, I was thinking it was gonna have way more blurring with seeing that picture, and it really didn't. It's no different than what I already have in my collection, so I'm a bit disappointed by it. I'm sorry this was such a long video, but at least I can show you guys some products that I would actually use and suggest that have more benefits to it. And those are just off the top of my head. Like, I'm sure I have more in my collection than these 5 things, but those are just the things that I thought of, and yeah, no, not down for it. That is it for this video. Let me know if you guys have tried this, what you think about it. If you haven't tried it, are you gonna pick it up after this video and try it out and see for yourself? If you don't agree with this Becca stuff, I highly suggest the other products that I pointed out, because you always need SPF, and if you're gonna spend the money on something like this, you might as well spend it with stuff that has a little bit more added benefits to it. A little disappointed by this video, but you live and you learn. But But if you guys haven't checked out my last video, I did a video on the new Fenty skincare product. So if you want to check out and see how that went, that video will be right over here for you guys. This video will be suggested to you by YouTube, and my face will be right here where you can click on it and subscribe to my channel.